Hello, all. This is Varsha, and you are watching the series of success stories brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. As you all know, the main focus of our series is to make you all know about the achievements and success of our prominent guests. So, to share the success stories today, we have with us Miss Akhila, who is the VP and co founder of Vuram. But before we actually move ahead in the conversation with her, let's quickly have a look at a very small video telling you about what we actually do.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Hello, Miss Akhila, how are you doing?
Hi Varsha, I'm very fine. Thank you. Hope you are well too.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so before moving ahead, please tell us a bit more about yourself, as in who you are and what you do.
Okay, my name is Akhila Natarajan, and I am the co-founder of Vuram Technology Solutions, a hyper automation services company. We're global with headquarters in Chennai, and I have a background in business process management prior to starting Vuram. And Vuram has been in it has been there for about a decade now. This year, in fact, we complete a decade. And that's about Vuram.
Okay. Okay, so Miss Akhila, it's like, Vuram is emerging as a leading hyper automation service company. So can you please elaborate more on Vuram and also the business challenges that it solves?
Okay, so Vuram, when we started a decade ago, we were focusing plainly on the business process management space because that's where our expertise was. Our CEO and founder, Venkatesh, he came with a very rich background in business process management prior to Vuram, and so did I. And so when we started, our focus was mainly in delivering consulting services. Now, when I say consulting, it includes starting from understanding what the needs of an organization which is looking to automate their business processes is, to the point of delivering that as a technology implementation and supporting them from there on. After about 7 years, we started expanding our focus to other areas and keeping to our core of business process management still, into areas such as robotic process automation, analytics, and intelligence implementation services, consulting services as well. As you know, today hyper automation is up and coming area in the IT industry. Now, hyper automation is not a technology, it is a strategy for organizations to propel themselves to the next level in terms of automating what they do, how they do. And this is inclusive of technology and other areas which include human intervention as well. So what Vuram does here is we, with our expertise in business process management, robotic process automation, analytics, we bring together different technologies and platforms that are focused on these spaces, and we provide consulting services to the organizations that have this future plan to help them automate their entire end-to-end with these technologies.
Okay, so Miss Akhila, it's like, challenges are part and parcel of everyone's life. So I'm sure you must have also, faced some of the challenges while moving ahead in your journey at Vuram. So I would like to know more about those challenges and also, like, how did you find solutions to those challenges?
Okay, so both Venkatesh and I, as people, we've never seen something like an adversity or, okay, wow, how are we going to solve this? We've never seen it like that. We've seen every challenge, in fact, as an opportunity to solve it. So, in fact, when you ask me this question about challenges, I don't really think of them as challenges, but I only can remember the opportunities that were lying ahead of us to create solutions to help us move and help us get into a newer space, get out of our comfort zone and do something different. So yeah, there was no specific challenge per se that I can think of, but plenty of opportunities that helped us to learn and grow as an organization and also as individuals.
Okay, so now tell us a bit about Burum's company culture.
Okay, as a culture, so Buram, when we started itself, our core focus was our culture. So normally, what we did when we started the organization itself is we were very clear on how we want to run this organization. The purpose of the organization was not to primarily gain profit. In fact, financial gain was secondary. What we instead wanted to do was create an organization that helps in making its people, our three pillars, that is, our people, our customers, and subsequently the society, happy. And all our objectives were aligned to this vision that we had. So, as an organization, we did not think of, okay, so this is where we want to be financially, this is the year on year growth that we want to achieve. We didn't do that at the outset. Of course, as years go by, you start looking at these projections as well, but not at the onset.
Okay, so now 2020 has made us all change our plannings and strategies also, but would like to know what plans do you have for Burum in 2021?
In 2021, our focus is going to be, of course, growth in revenue and also growing our company in terms of the strength of its people. So we want to increase our numbers. And then we also want to become thought leaders in the hyper automation space, as I mentioned earlier, because that's going to be our focus area. And as an organization, we've been a great place to work for a few years now. We were in the top 10 last year. So our goal is going to be to continue to be a great place to work in India and also in the other regions that we're present in globally. And continue to support in the growth of our people professionally and help them achieve their goals, which in turn will help their families be successful and in turn achieve Burum's goal of being a place which helps people be happy and also helps them contribute to the society to be a better place.
Okay, and I wish you all the very best for all these plans of yours, Miss Akhila.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so fine. Now, what are your views on self-reliant India, and also how is your organization working towards this concept?
So self-reliant India. I saw the Atmanirbhar mission statement. What was it that as a country we are set out to do? So when I read about it, and it talks about self-reliance, not being self-centered. We want to be self-reliant and contribute towards the good of the society as a whole. And I know I've talked about society a lot, but that's pretty much inherent in Burum's DNA. As I mentioned, when we started with a purpose of making a better society. And what we've been able to achieve in the last few years is drive an initiative called the Humane Initiative, which is supported by our foundation, the Burum Foundation. What do we achieve through this initiative? We've created a platform as part of the initiative. The technology platform allows organizations, when I talk about organizations, I'm talking about non-government organizations which are looking to contribute and help the underprivileged people in the society. Our platform, what it aims to do is bring such organizations into the platform, and also bring in goodwill Samaritans and donors into the platform, so that there is no middle layer in between. These organizations can directly post what they want and what their needs are. And you and me as donors, we can see what these organizations want, and we can contribute to these organizations directly. And that helps two places, right? It helps the organization that is in need, and also it brings an amount of contentment and satisfaction to the person who's donating, because they directly know how they are helping somebody who is in need. So the humane platform has been our focus for the last few years, though the idea had originated almost a decade or more ago. In fact, even prior to Uram, the idea was there. Uh, Thanks to technology, we've been able to bring it to fruition now. And what we've been able to do is bring a number of organizations onto the platform. Currently, we are hosted in India, and our focus is on all the organizations that are present in India. Our future goal is to take this global, scale it to a level where we are able to create an impact globally, and serve to the various organizations across the world. And also, during the COVID period, what we've done is we've created another platform called the Humane.shop as part of our Humane initiative. What did the Humane.shop intend to do? It was for helping out people who were not able to step out of their homes to get daily essentials, such as elderly people, or those who were sick and could not step out, or were at high risk of catching COVID due to stepping out. So the platform was there to help them shop for their daily essentials. And our idea was to bring in small shops and grocers into the platform, so they could also not lose out on their business, and the elderly and the people in need were also able to meet their needs. And our current focus right now, that Humane.shop view at that point in time, we took it forward, and now our focus has shifted towards another platform that we're creating, which is again in the space of Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. In fact, we're working on creating a platform that allows people to host events, conduct events. When I say events, it's just even large scale events. It could go to that scale as well, where events spanning across various industries. It's not limited to a particular industry or a particular kind of event, but spans every possible event under the sun. Those events can be hosted on the platform, and people can become a part of these events. They can be public events as well. One of our ideas with this platform is, in fact, to use this platform as an opportunity to showcase India's culture out to the world, and also allow for other countries to showcase their cultures, performing and bring performing artists into this platform. I know this is completely different from what we are doing as an organization currently, but this was an idea that happened during the lockdown period, during the COVID period, and we have in fact started work on the platform and have also done an internal beta testing for it.
Okay, so now, Miss Akhila, there is this one question for which I personally want to know the answer, and that is, what are your feelings on winning this Indian Achievers Award?
I'm very privileged. In fact, Vuram is very honored to be receiving this award from an organization that is working with the government of India to recognize organizations such as ours, who are working towards making a better India. And I'm very honored and thankful on behalf of Vuram.
Okay, so now before concluding our lovely session, what message or piece of advice you would like to give to our today's generation, who wish to be an successful entrepreneur someday?
Okay, so to be a successful entrepreneur, I mean, there's literally no secret sauce or anything. It requires a lot of hard work to get to a stage where you can even call yourself an entrepreneur. I don't think that anybody who sets out at the start can consider themselves an entrepreneur. You're just everybody's learning. In fact, we're learning even now. Um, However, to be a successful entrepreneur, there's three P's that I think are very important for an entrepreneur, which is passion, purpose, and patience. Now, passion, without passion, you obviously cannot do anything that you want to set out to do and be successful at it. And anything that you do, there should be a purpose behind it. If you don't have a purpose, then you don't know where you're running towards. And patience. This, I think, is extremely important for the generation that is going to be the future of India. My advice, or my suggestion rather, do not look at immediate financial gains. That should not be your core focus. Your front and center should be driving passion into your purpose, and your financial gains are going to be a byproduct, and success is going to follow automatically if you get the first two right.
Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Akhila, for joining us today. It was pleasure talking to you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Varsha. Honored.